Hello YouTube friends. Today what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a solar filter for your telescope, and it's basically going to be for well, this particular one is going to be for this one here, for the Celestron 6SE telescope. Before we start building our filter, it's really important to let you know that you cannot look at the sun at all with a telescope, without a telescope, or just because you want to. It will be really harmful for your eyes, and it could cause blindness, and it's not really pretty. Okay, you have to use a specific kind of film. It cannot be aluminum foil or thin foil. It has to be a specific one, and this one here is it's called Baader solar filter, okay, film. So that's the one we're gonna use. So now what do we do to make a filter for our telescope? Well, we're gonna need some cardboard, okay, as simple as that. Okay, I have a piece of cardboard here. I mean, actually it's a huge one. Okay, it's a huge piece of cardboard on which I'm gonna be cutting some strips here. I'm gonna be doing those strips with a width of 2 inches. 2 inches, because that's basically what fits into my telescope here. Okay, we're going to be doing that. And let me turn this a little bit. Okay, and the first, we're going to be doing some layers. We're going to be doing some layers of cardboard around the aperture of the telescope, and then later on we're going to be doing a ring that's going to be holding your actual film, your filter. The first thing you're going to do is, and make sure, don't take the cap off. Okay, you don't want any debris, any kind of glue or anything like that going into the lenses, because it's going to damage that. So the first thing you need to do is wrap around your telescope a piece of cardboard, and make sure it's really tight. It's really it fits really snugly. Okay, how do we do that? Well, for that we can use magical tape. Okay, let me go ahead and do this here real quick. I'm gonna show you. Okay, let's just put some tape. The tape can come on and off from the cardboard, so you just put a little bit here, and then you make sure you go around, all the way around, and then you put a little piece on the other side as well. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to do that, and then once you have your first layer in there attached to your telescope, the second layer you're going to do is you're going to use some glue. You can use just regular glue. I choose to use this, which is wood glue. It's a lot stronger than what a normal glue could be. So what you're going to do is you're going to spread some glue onto your cardboard band here, and spread it all out. And then once you do that, you're going to attach it to the first layer. In order to keep it there, once again you're going to be using some tape, so that it'll dry up, and then it's going to give you a chance to work on the third layer. You're going to keep on working on different layers up to, I don't know, it could be 5, 6, 7 layers. It depends on how thick is your cardboard. I would suggest that you do at least 1/4 of an inch of thickness on that ring, on that ring, because that's going to help you hold the cap or the other part of your filter. Okay, so once you are done doing, let's say, 3 or 4 layers of this, then you already have the shape of your telescope. You don't need this anymore. So what you can do after you have that, then you take off the cap, and then you take off your ring, your filter ring. Okay, I have one here that's already done, and this is how it's going to look like. Now this one is already have like 7 layers of cardboard. I'm gonna put this really close here so you can see it. It is actually the thickness of it is about roughly about 1, 2, 3, 3/8. 3/8. That's basically what it is. It's really thick. Of course, you got to make sure it fits pretty well onto your telescope without any issues, and it has to fit really snugly. Okay. Okay, I'm having a little issue here. There you go. Okay, this has to go in really snugly onto your telescope because you don't want it to go off or fall off while you're observing the sun out there. Okay, so let's go ahead and take it off again. Let's take it off and let's put the cap back on in here. Okay, let's move this back. Once you're done doing this, okay, the surface of it, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be smooth, or it's not going to be even, okay, because you have been working on putting different layers here and there, which, by the way, every time you put a layer, your cardboard is going to get shorter and shorter. So what you want to do is put a little piece, an extra piece, or what you're going to be having as the seam or the joint on between each piece of cardboard. Make sure you don't do those on the same side. Alternate those around the circle on between layers and layers, so that you don't have one particular side or part of the ring really weak and the other one's really strong. This has to be really strong all over. And for this particular one, for the Celestron, it could be the 6SE or the 8SE, you have to create this kind of gap, and this is for your dope bar, okay? Because if you don't do this, then the actual filter is not going to go in all the way as it should be, so it's not going to stay there very good. Now the second part of it is with cardboard as well. You're going to make a ring the size of this, okay? It has to be the size of this, and then in the middle you're going to cut another circle that's going to be the size of the aperture of your telescope, or a little bit bigger if you want to. This particular one, of course, is going to be a 6-inch, so the ring is going to look something like this. Okay, this is how it's going to look like. Okay, see, notice there's about an inch on each side of the ring or the circle, and then this is going to allow you to put this on top of that. Okay, just like this. Okay, once again, don't make just 1 layer or 2 layers. Try to make like 3 layers, 4 layers or something like that to make it really strong. It's going to be kind of heavy, but that's okay. You want it to be a little bit heavy so that it won't fall with just about any kind of touch of the telescope. Now you just need don't just need one of these rings. You will need a couple of them. So I have 2 of them here. Now my advice to you is, okay, cardboard color is not probably the most appealing one in the world. So if you want to, you can paint this, but make sure you paint it before you mount your filter. You don't want any kind of paint going onto your filter. So make sure if you want to paint it, you want to give it any kind of color you want. Like for instance, this is black right now, but you can make it the color of your telescope. You can make it any kind of color you want. Paint at least this 1 layer here. Don't paint the back, because this one is going to be attached to your filter. Okay, this is going to be attached to your filter. You put your filter in here, you attach it here, you either glue it or tape it or something like that, and I would recommend, once again, glue it with something kind of strong. Don't put a lot of effort on stretching out that filter. Okay, if you stretch it out, any kind of touch, any kind of movement, or rubbing with a really sharp object is gonna make a pinhole on it. So let's make it a little loose. Okay, you just put it a little loose. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna put this here on the bottom. You're gonna put, let me put this down here. Okay, there's the initial ring, or the outside ring. Okay, this is the one's gonna be outside. You're gonna put some glue around here and spread it all out. Make sure you don't put a lot of glue towards the inside, because that's going to be going into your filter, onto your film. So you put some glue in here, and then let's pretend this is our film. Okay, this is not a film, of course, but once you put all the glue in here, then you can put the film. You can put the film, and then make sure it's all glued. Now, to make it really good, what you can do is put some kind of tissue, some kind of soft piece of paper on the bottom here. Put your film, and then after you put your glue around the ring, then you can put it right on top of the film, and then after that you put another layer of a tissue or something like that, and you can put a heavy object on top of it, like I don't know, a huge book or something like that, which is basically what I'm going to be using. So you put something like that on top of it for a little bit until it dries. Once it's already dry, what you have to do is just cut everything that's around here. Okay, use your scissors or a safety knife or something like that and cut around on the outside of the ring. Once that's done, then you're ready to put your second layer. Put some glue inside here as well. Okay, and then you center it right there on top of that. So that way your filter is going to be like this. Okay, you're going to have one ring on one side, the filter, and then the other one. Once you have that, then you can pretty much set it down like this. And once again, you make sure that you don't have anything that punches a hole onto that, or anything that will damage your filter. You put some glue, but don't put some glue inside of it. Just put glue. Let's see if you can see this. There's a little line here. Okay, this line, it's telling me what is going to be the thickness of my main ring of the filter. So you put some glue in here, and then you center it once again. You center it, you put it on top of it, and then once again you put something heavy and let it sit there for a while, so that it's going to be glued up really well. Now, if you want to paint this, make sure you paint it before you put anything on that. Well, I think I already said that. So once you have this done with your filter, then it's going to look something like this. Of course, I'm going to show you the finished product here as soon as I'm done, but I'm just doing a quick video for you to see how to do that. So once it's done, then you will have the two layers attached to this, and then you're going to have this. So that way it's going to be good. It's going to be really strong, and it's going to be holding your film very well with no issues at all. Okay, now I'm going to show you what I'm going to use to keep this from getting damaged. Okay, I have a let me put this here on the side. I have a box here, an old box. It's pretty much a little bit bigger than the size of the filter itself. So we're going to take off everything from the inside. And then once we have our filter and we don't want it to get damaged, then what we can do is we can just put some kind of a cloth in here inside, and then make sure you put your filter like this. Put it like this, and then on the lid you can also put some kind of a cloth that's not going to get damaged or anything like that, and then you put it down like that, and there you go. There's your filter. It's not going to be damaged, and every time you're going to be using it, just take it out and then put it on your telescope. The average cost of this is about $25 to $30 depending on the cardboard and all that stuff, but the film itself, it was about $22 or something like that, and that's including shipping and handling. So it's really cheap compared to a glass filter that is going to be about, for this particular telescope, it's going to be about $140. So there you are, you're saving at least $100 on your filter, and it's got a very good quality. It's been tested, it's safe as long as you do it the right way and you follow all the procedures that we just explained. Thank you very much. This is how your filter is going to look like once you mount it onto your telescope. You see, there's a film, there's your frame, of course there's the telescope, and then since we're watching that filter right now, I'm going to show you a couple of things. Here's the video camera that is attached to that eyepiece. It's currently actually recording the sun. Let's see if I can get a shot of the sun. There it is. And it's all mounted on the tripod, and it's also mounted on our homemade wedge, which I was showing you how to do on the previous video. See, it's already at 40 degrees, which is the location I am right now, and there's a telescope. There you go. It really works pretty well, so I really encourage you to try this and have fun with your astronomy. I'm sorry. Well, thank you very much, YouTube viewers, and I hope you like this, and I will see you next time. Thanks.